Deep within the endless green and white wildernesses of the Russian taiga, far beyond the last paved road and the hum of electricity, lies a tiny village hidden between rivers and pine forests. No signposts point the way. To reach it, one must cross frozen lakes in winter or follow muddy forest tracks by foot or horse in summer. This is life far from civilization, a world where time flows differently, and where the rhythm of nature dictates every move. The journey into isolation. The road to this village does not exist on most maps. Travelers usually arrive on snowmobiles in winter or by riverboat when the ice melts. In early autumn, when the forests glow in gold and crimson, the taiga is breathtakingly beautiful but unforgiving. The silence is immense, broken only by the rustle of trees, the cry of ravens, and the distant howl of wolves. For the villagers, this remoteness is not a choice but a way of life passed down for generations. They are descendants of settlers, hunters, and old believers who escaped the cities centuries ago in search of peace and freedom. What started as a few wooden huts deep in the woods became a self-sufficient community, living entirely from what the forest provides. Life in the heart of the taiga. There are no cars here, no power lines, no mobile signal. The wooden houses, darkened by decades of smoke, stand scattered along the riverbank. Each home has a small vegetable garden, a barn for cattle, and a stack of chopped firewood taller than a man. The villagers traveled during the long, bitter winter. Every morning, smoke curls from the chimneys as families light their stoves to heat the rooms and cook simple meals, black bread, potatoes, and fish caught from the nearby river. Men prepare their sleds or horses for the forest, heading out to check traps or collect firewood. Women stay behind to care for children, preserve food, and mend clothes. Electricity is a rare luxury. Some households use small diesel generators for a few hours at night to power a light bulb or charge a radio. But most evenings are lit by oil lamps. Conversations, songs, and the crackling of the fire replace the noise of modern life. The harsh winter. Winter dominates the taiga. For nearly 8 months, snow covers everything. Temperatures drop to -40°C, and the river turns into a frozen highway. During this time, the villagers rely on supplies prepared in summer, salted fish, dried berries, and potatoes stored in cellars dug beneath the houses. Children walk to a small wooden schoolhouse, a single-room building where one teacher teaches all grades. Sometimes, snowstorms isolate the village completely, making it impossible for teachers, doctors, or supply boats to reach them. Yet life continues. People are used to surviving on their own, helping each other through hardship. Here, you learn to depend on your neighbor, says Ivan, a 65-year-old hunter who has never left the forest. If your stove breaks or your sled falls through the ice, it is your neighbor who will save you, not the government. Traditions and beliefs. Life in the taiga is deeply spiritual. The villagers respect the forest as a living being, powerful and unpredictable. Before every hunt, men make small offerings, bread or salt left at the foot of an ancient pine. Children grow up learning that to waste food or wood is a sin against nature. Many families are old believers, followers of an ancient Orthodox Christian tradition that split from the official church centuries ago. They live quietly, following old rituals, singing ancient hymns, and observing strict fasting. Their wooden chapels, decorated with hand-carved crosses, are places of both worship and community gatherings. Despite isolation, joy still finds its way into their days. Weddings, birthdays, and holidays are celebrated with music, dancing, and fiestas that last until dawn. The sound of balalaikas and laughter fills the cold air, reminding everyone that even in the hardest life, beauty exists. The struggle for survival. Surviving in the taiga is not only about skill but endurance. Each season brings its own challenges. In summer, mosquitoes swarm so thickly that people cover their faces with cloth. In spring, the melting snow floods the forest, cutting off paths and isolating houses. In autumn, hunters must travel deep into the woods to find game before winter locks the land in ice. Medical help is far away. When someone falls sick or is injured, the villagers rely on herbal medicines and old remedies. Only in emergencies do they send for help, often waiting days for rescue to arrive by helicopter or snowmobile. The young generation, seeing no future in such isolation, often leaves for towns and cities. Yet some return, unable to life without the peace of the forest. In the city, I could not beauty, says Olga, a young woman who come back after studying in Perm. Here, the air smells of pine and smoke. It smells like home, the modern world creeping in. All the time same as frozen here, the outside world slowly reaches the taiga. Hunters sometimes bring solar panels or satellite radios. Traders come on as a with flour, sugar, and fuel. Yet, despite these touches of modernity, life remains much as it was 100 years ago. Government officials have discussed building roads to connect such villages to the nearest town, but locals fear that progress will destroy their way of life. Roads bring convenience, yes, but also outsiders, deforestation, and the end of traditions. For now, the forest still protects them, standing as a silent guardian around their wooden homes. The spirit of the taiga. At night, when the stars burn brightly over the snow-covered pines, the taiga feels endless. The silence is so deep that one can hear the distant cracking of ice or the call of an owl miles away. Inside each log house, families sit by the fire, sipping tea from a samovar and telling stories of hunters who met bears, of rivers that vanished under snow, of ancestors who built the first homes here. The taiga shapes their souls. It teaches patience, humility, and respect for nature. It makes people strong, not just in body, but in spirit. A life apart, yet compelled. To outsiders, life here may seem hard, even impossible. But for the villagers, it is not hardship, it is harmony. They measure wealth not in money, but in wood, food, and friendship. They find happiness not in comfort, but in freedom. Far from the cities, beyond the noise of modern civilization, they live a simple truth, that a person can survive, even thrive, when living in balance with the earth. As dawn breaks over the frozen river, the forest village wakes again. Smoke rises from chimneys, dogs bark in the distance, and the first rays of sun turn the snow into gold. Another day begins, quiet, ancient, and endlessly beautiful, deep in the heart of the Russian taiga.